Today on Public Eye News, Governor Gretchen Whitmer announces an energy emergency in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Later, Dana Nessel files restraining orders to block health grant cuts made by Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s HHS department.
Austin Graham will have your weather forecast for the next couple days. Later, Luke Neal will bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Emma Maratz.
And I'm Bianca Kroll, and this is Public Eye News. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has signed an executive order for an energy emergency in the Upper Peninsula. Whitmer has declared this as an energy emergency from the recent severe ice storms that caused the Mackinac Bridge to shut down multiple times this week. This included a record 30-hour time period where no one could cross the bridge. Even the commercial fuel trucks could not cross over the bridge during this time. This executive order is set to help expedite delivery of fuel and other critical supplies for those that were impacted during the ice storms. The 14 counties of the UP are Keweenaw, Ontonagon, Luce, Schoolcraft, Baraga, Alger, Iron, Gogebic, Menominee, Chippewa, Delta, Dickinson, Marquette, and Houghton. And with the recent ice storm, more than 800 Michigan National Guard or MING soldiers and airmen are helping support Michigan communities. These soldiers and airmen are dedicated to helping those impacted by the historic ice storm. The debris management team includes mobile chainsaw teams and engineering equipment that can be moved from location to location. The operations also include restoring power to communities and reestablishing access to emergency communications. The MING is also coordinating with local agencies including the DNR, MSP, and MDOT. For information for assistance, go to mi211.org.
Northern is going to host its 29th annual celebration of student scholarship on Thursday, April 17th, starting at 9 a.m. in Jamrich Hall. This event includes students from both undergraduate and graduate programs. Students were invited to give 10-minute oral presentations along with submitting film and video projects. The event will also feature performances, publications, and artistic displays. This event is held as a way for students to connect with the general public and the students in Northern. April 17th is also Northern Michigan University's annual Day of Giving. The event is free for all to attend. A lab at Michigan Tech was able to take a microscopic picture of a snowflake. The Applied Chemical and Morphological Analysis Laboratory, otherwise known as ACMAL, was able to capture a picture of a snowflake after the snowflake was frozen to -175 degrees Celsius. The images were then posted to the ACMAL website for students to view. The professors at Michigan Tech are hoping to continue using this technology in the future. And now, reporter Mike Kirchhoff has the story of Gene Wagner, a Milwaukee area hockey player that's been on the ice for quite some time. Take a look.
We only got 4, we need one more.
For everybody that skates with us.
You be on defense, huh?
He sets a goal, a bar.
We're gonna start from the blue line.
That, oh, well, we hope we're above ground at that point.
Shoot!
And can still move and do things like he's doing.
Woo.
He's, I think, very kind.
Good job, Bob.
He's also kind of tough.
Who wants it?
If he doesn't like that you took the puck from him, he might give you a little chop with his stick.
Gene Wagner, I'll be 98 in May, born in 1927, and been active all my life.
All 97 years and counting.
That's it, you got it.
Twice a week, Gene and the rest of the Bald Eagles Hockey Club take the ice and drop the puck at the Ozaki Ice Center. The Bald Eagles are a 55 and over, non-competitive,
no checking today,
non-checking pickup hockey club.
Why not?
Gene started it when he was a much younger man, 72 years old.
Ever since that time, we've had enough players show up for a hockey game, and that's what I want.
We first met Gene back in 2018 on his 91st birthday.
It's a good day, but they're letting me shoot though too.
Since then, the coronavirus pandemic, 2 mini strokes, a loss of confidence on the ice, and a new line mate.
Debbie Donovan, okay. You're over here with me, okay?
That let him through.
Debbie came along. She helped me a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. You helped me, remember? She just right alongside me, kind of held me up, and away we went.
I think he's an inspiration for the rest of us. He certainly is for me.
Got to respect him for being out there.
Bald Eagles co-president Mike Isby agrees.
The fact that he's 97 and still plays, but he doesn't just play, he's actually pretty good. You saw him out there.
But it's Gene who says he's inspired by them.
A lot of them are in their 70s. I mean, that's not easy to play hockey when you're in your 70s. So I figure if they can do it, I can do it.
And with 4 generations of his family watching rinkside,
We got 3 or 4 fans.
his advice? You're up. Never miss a shift.
Well, I've been active, so just stay active. Don't beat yourself working all the time. Get out of the house, take a walk. that should work.
Now don't touch that dial. We'll be back with your weather and statewide news after this break.
Celebrating 50 years of Austin City Limits with Winona.
And it's making me weak. So I'll go home and I'll cry myself to sleep. Oh, give a little love. Go dig it, give a little love.
Tonight at 11 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Austin Graham here with your weather update for today. Taking a look outside here on campus, you can see there's some clouds in the sky. Nonetheless, pretty beautiful day here on the campus of NMU. Taking a look around the entire UP, it's pretty sunny for the most part. We'll start off in Houghton where it is 48 degrees, over in Ironwood 47, down in Iron Mountain 46, Menominee at 43 at the bottom there. Now if we move to the other side of the Upper Peninsula, you'll see that in Escanaba, it is 42. In Manistee, it's 40. Over in Sault Ste. Marie, 43. And back at our beloved Marquette, 41 and partly cloudy. Taking a closer look at these conditions, you'll see the winds are coming out of the east at 6 miles an hour. Barometric pressure is 30.33 inches and falling. And if we move into tonight, you'll see those cloudy conditions are going to continue with a low of 33. Winds coming out of the south-southwest at 10 miles an hour. And our moon phase enters its first quarter tonight. So moving into tomorrow, we're going to see some snow showers with a high of 37, a low of 23, and the winds coming out of the northwest at 15 miles an hour. And if we move into the rest of the weekend and into next week, you'll see on Sunday, we're going to have some more partly cloudy conditions, high of 35, low of 24. Snow is going to come back to the UP here on Monday with a high of 26 and a low of 21. And the cloudy conditions are going to continue into Tuesday next week, high of 31 and a low of 22. That's all I have for the weather. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Austin, for the weather update. It looks like the UP cannot escape the snow quite yet. Now moving into statewide news, Attorney General Dana Nessel has secured a temporary restraining order, or TRO, blocking Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Nessel received this temporary restraining order through Judge Mary S. McElroy for the U.S. District Court. The TRO protects those from the grant cuts made by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and Secretary Kennedy. With the grant cut, it would include nearly $11 million in critical public health grants and $379.3 million in grant funding. Nessel said that these decisions made by President Trump and Secretary Kennedy are cutting critical support for many treatments that Americans rely on for their everyday health and well-being. 23 states have joined in on the suit made on April 1st and are protected by the TRO. The Department of Technology, Management, and Budget has released that not seasonally adjusted jobless rates rose. These jobless rates rose in 16 of Michigan's 18 labor market areas. Regional unemployment rates in the state range from 4.5 to 11.0% in February. The rate increases range from 0.1 to 0.6%, with the median increase of 0.3%. This is the largest over-the-month increase that has occurred in the Northeast Lower Michigan region. Unemployment rates have advanced in all 18 Michigan labor markets over the year. 71 Michigan counties have demonstrated unemployment rate gains during February 2024, with the median increase of 0.4 percentage points. Wall Street opened sharply lower again as China announced new retaliatory measures in response to President Trump's latest tariffs. On Thursday, the markets experienced the largest single-day drop since the COVID-19 pandemic. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
China announced Friday it will hit the U.S. with a 34% across-the-board tariff on U.S. goods next week, as the Trump administration's new reciprocal tariffs are set to take effect.
We need to get back to a time where we're a country that can make things, and to do that, we have to reset the global order of trade.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, traveling for NATO meetings, dismissed the stock market slumping.
Ultimately, the markets, as long as they know what the rules are going to be moving forward, and as long as that's set and you can sustain where you're going to be, the markets will adjust.
Among Americans worried, farmer John Boyd Jr.
Other countries are going to start to look for different places to start to buy soybeans and corn and wheat. Brazil is right behind us in production.
President Trump signaled he's open to making trade deals.
Tariffs give us great power to negotiate.
As the White House tries to downplay the fallout, top Democratic lawmakers are also questioning the administration's move to fire the head of the National Security Agency and U.S. Cyber Command.
The protection of our own source and method.
CBS News has learned General Timothy Haas, seen here testifying on Capitol Hill, was ousted Thursday. His firing follows President Trump's Oval Office meeting with controversial right-wing personality Laura Loomer. She posted on social media this morning that President Trump needs an NSA director he trusts. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now don't touch the dial. We will be right back with a sports report you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
We have now gone through 37 matches, countless moments of drama, and all kinds of questions to get to this, our championship match on High School Bowl. Hi, I'm Jim Koski. Coming up this week, the best of the best. Gwynn goes up against Sault Ste. Marie for all of the marbles. That is coming up this week, the championship match on High School Bowl.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports. I'm your host, Luke Niddle, and I'll be taking you through our Friday breakdown. Starting off, between the lines, the Detroit Pistons are going across the border for a matchup tonight with the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons will be without Tobias Harris for this one as he nurses a heel injury, and Cade Cunningham remains questionable with a left calf contusion. The Cards might still align for Detroit as Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl, and Emmanuel Quickley all sat out of yesterday's Blazers-Raptors contest. A dub tonight further cements one of the greatest single-season turnarounds in NBA history, as the Pistons recently became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous season, excluding records from the shortened 1998 and 2011 lockout seasons. Tip-off tonight is set for 7:30. And passing the baton to the lanes, the NMU track and field team are heading into La Crosse, Wisconsin for the Ashton May Invitational and their second outdoor meet of the season. Coming off of a second-place team finish at the Redbird Challenge at Illinois State last week, the Cats come into this weekend hoping to make it just one spot further up on the podium. Northern will be relying on their seniors, as 3 of them claimed gold at ISU. Skylar Grubb paced the pack in the 5,000-meter race, while Crystal Walker and Anna Larson dominated the hurdles, taking first in the 100 and 400-meter hurdles, respectively. In total, Northern had a dozen athletes take a top 5 finish. And ending off in the field, the Wildcat lacrosse team will kick off a 4-game road trip starting this weekend, with their first stop at Concordia St. Paul for a conference matchup. This will be the first time the Wildcats and Golden Bears face off this season, with both teams at around the same mark of 7-4 and 6-5 respectively. Northern left no doubt about their wins over CSP last season, taking all 3 games in the regular and postseason for a clean sweep. Like all year, NMU will be relying upon the amazing offensive production of Josie Lukoski, who currently sits at 24th in Division II in points per game, averaging 5.18. Game action is slated to start tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's all I have for sports. Back to the desk.
Thank you for that sports report, Luke. Bianca, how do you feel about Cade Cunningham still being out?
I think that's crazy. I thought maybe he could make a good recovery or anything, but it looks like he still might be out for the season. But that's all the time we have at Public Eye News. I'm Bianca Kroll.
And I'm Emma Muratz.
And we'll see you next week.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television. In studio,